Dun 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 dun. Ah yes, hello. Round 2 of the CRC IndyCar Championship. We're at Indianapolis Road Course. This course came on the calendar for F1 in 2006. No, not 2006. Anyway, it has seen plenty of layouts. We will be running the most modern layout, which does not have the long left-hander in the first sector and rather has a straight chicane, which is flat. So, yeah, you can see it is located in Indianapolis, USA, and it is a part of the Indianapolis Oval. It is the road course version. It has 14 turns, several long, a good mix between long straights and slow turns. Turn 1 and 2 are famous for being incredibly tight on the first lap, as turn 1 is a 90-degree right-hander. There will be action most likely, and we will do a standing start, which has had, in testing has proven some difficulty due to the fact that these cars are not meant to start from a standstill, but the drivers will be trying to make some setups changes to get the start going. We are of course running the most modern layout of the Grand Prix course. It is nearly 4 kilometers, has 13 turns, and is incredibly quick, to say the least. It is also the host of many controversies. The Indianapolis Grand Prix had in 2005 turned out to be one of the more controversial ones, with only 6 cars starting. As we see here, 9 drivers, sorry, already in. We are expecting quite a few on the grid here. An improvement from last week. Racing at home, last race winner, looking good in practice, running 109s in qualifying, which is a good lap time. Anyway, the US Grand Prix at Indianapolis started in 2000. Yeah, either 2000 was the first running, and the race went off the calendar in 2008, and efforts to include it again in 2009 for Formula 1 was not to no avail, and in 2012 the US Grand Prix was put to COTA, Circuit of the Americas. Two previous years have had IndyCar racing on both the road course and the oval layout. Indy 500, one of the most known races among the world, part of the Triple Crown. The road course version is also incredibly difficult, not as renowned. It hosted IndyCar, where they had the race in 2018, 2019. 2019, Felix Rosenqvist got pole but lost it later on in the race, and there was quite a squabble as rain started to come down. We will qualify in medium cloud conditions, and race in medium cloud conditions. As you can see here on the graphic we have here, this is the 83 Chevrolet with Racing Our Homes cars in the background to the right. Of course, plenty of selection. Well, two engines to choose from rather. Both chassis made from the Lara, and they are made to be safe and quick and easy to race. You can see that the aero is rather crude. No fancy barge boards and floors we see in Formula 1. Rather big wings, and you can race these cars. They are not impossible to race together, and the dirty air, although it is present for both cars, it is more raceable than what we see in more modern Formula cars. This is of course the Premier Series in the US for open wheelers, and it is 1 minute till we go now, so we'll wait for the final drivers to join in. Ben Gallagher having some connection problems. 9 drivers on the grid. Anyway, there are also major teams. You have Team Penske, the Carpenter, Chip Ganassi, and a few privateers as well. But Team Penske, the giant in the Chevrolets, alongside Chip Ganassi and Ed Carpenter, with the privateer of KVSH Racing and Team Murray here, Beltec Team Murray. Whereas in Honda you have giants in Dale Coyne, Schmidt Peterson, AJ Foyt, Andretti of course, known competitor, running the 28 for, among others, for this season's Alexander Rossi campaign. Continue to correct on that. Beautiful cars, should be beautiful racing. Most of the grids are in Chevrolets. So we are just waiting for the final drivers to join. As we have a look at the AJ Foyt number 35, driven by the Canadian. Quick car and quick drivers. We have in this season's IndyCar season, we have among others previous Formula 1 driver Marcus Ericsson, who has had some praise. Hey Mace, and among other things is a point scorer in Formula 1 and has only raced for backmarket teams. But all cars are equal. The biggest differences here are of course the engine, choice between Honda and Chevrolet, and that's the main difference. There's also some small differences in air package, as you can see. Small visual differences. However, the road aero packs are rather similar. You can see some small inlet changes and front wing positioning, etc. But mostly the same. They're meant to be equal, and they're meant to be fast and fun to just watch. For of course, turbo engines, round about 700 horsepower, 750 horsepower at most, in road spec, built in 2008, 16, sorry, 16. Yeah, Chevrolet generally favoring higher speeds, whereas the Honda has better delivery on power. Now, this track has also seen more layout changes than I have seen crashes by myself and spins, so it is a filled to the brim, shall we say, with challenges as we go ahead now. Second in, and we're loading up for qualifying. 15-minute qualifying session. Yeah, 15-minute qualifying session. 4-kilometer layout. So is that the right one? No. Oh, sorry. We are not racing on the most modern layout by the looks of things. We are racing on the 2008-13 Grand Prix course. No, sorry, yeah, we are racing on the most modern layout. This also goes through the paddock when the Indy 500 weekend is in. So it is quite a weird experience. As you can see, it's an old track and it does carry its age, but it is famous for it, shall we say. So yeah, racing at home, the favorite for win this race. And we also have Iro Damon, car mentalist in the Menards 22. Sam Hesketh in the number 14. Chaos Punks, first one out in his almighty number 12 Chevrolet. To see him go down the pits, we also have another car on the move. It is Iro Damon, and yeah, anyway, as we see here, Chaos Punks, 3 cars heading out now. As we see here and wait for the cars to go out. And there goes the pit limiter, and Chaos Punks is out to do his out lap. Now they are on the alternate tire, has way more grip, but it does wear really quickly. So you only get 2 or 3 laps pushing at most if you're being nice to the tires, which you should be because it's qualifying, before the tires start to drop off. So you will see some banzai runs per se. Car mentalist as well in his Penard's livery, pulling out of the pit lane and going to turn 2 after turn 3. Racing at home, the favourite of course in the scouting Honda, moving quickly, reaching speeds on the out lap 280 kilometers an hour. So the cars here of course rather quick. Beautiful sound here. Most of the field are now out of the pits, only 3 drivers remain. Car mentalist, Chaos Punks, with Matt, Aguilera and Ben Gallagher following behind. Gallagher of course running the Gallagher livery, which is rather fitting. Aguilera running 279, so we see here that they have a slight advantage on the straight. As Chaos Punks 295 on the first speed trap as we go on board here. So take it from the body cam. Quick car, 130 at the apex, has second gear, maybe third, depends on the gear setup. Flat out through here, bust the limiter all the way. You can hear it scratching the floor there. Let's go here. Difficult turn to get right. You don't want to touch the curb, it launches you off into the grass. Second or third here, depends on where you like to set up to exit up. All the way over to the left, push through to the right, full throttle all the way. This is where critical section here. Brake hard, 90-degree right, and he misses it slightly, gets a bit of oversteer on entry. First gear, tap the throttle, get the turbo going, and then first, second, third, fourth, fifth to the line. So we'll wait here, maybe even sixth, and it sets it. Starting time of 1:11.2. So going on board here, we're racing at home, the favourite. He comes round and he sets a 109.5. So Racing at Home currently leading, hitting speeds of 305 nearly. Let's give and Chaos Punks currently P2, Commentless P3. Damon on the outlap here. He's going to have to do a slap. He is 15 kilometers an hour, 25 kilometers an hour slower than what, and he runs wide as well than what Racing at Home was. So he is clearly running either higher gear, higher wings, or betting on having a shorter gearbox to get that straight exit out of the turns. See him warming up the tyres here. And we see here Matt putting in a storm here, getting P3. And Matt runs wide, and Chaos Punks improves on his time to 1:10.622. Ben Gallagher close behind, only 32 hundredths away. He's on this down lap here, not pushing at all, trying to just keep the tyres going. Conservative, trying to save fuel. Oh, he will not make it to the end of the lap. Resets. As we see Agulator here coming out of the, coming onto the final sector here. Massive roll there. Careful here, runs a bit wide. Do not touch the curbs here, they will spin you. Keeps clear of the curbs, does not do the Ericsson, and crosses line to come in to a 1:10.680. So P3 to P5, sorry, as he reaches 293, which is 10 kilometers an hour slower than Racing at Home, is separated by a mere 58 thousandths of a second as a Commentless improves, and Chaos Punks is pushed down to P2. Now we see a really close split here between the P2 to P5. Of course, some drivers not setting the time yet, and Racing at Home comes across to do another lap. Will he improve? No, he will not. But was that the outlap though? This comes up to the first turn, braking hard, first gear. Plenty of curb to be taken. Uncomfortable section here, you have to keep the engine ready, but you don't want to spin the rear tires. Gears down to first gear to get that extra rotation. Keeps chopping away at the lap time here. Reaching 290, nearly 180 miles an hour down the back straight, first gear for that turn. Careful there, second gear. Average of above 160 kilometers an hour. Pushing out. Approaching. Ooh. Good line through there. Ooh. Could have taken a bit of curb, but good exit and good turn as well. Runs out wide to get that extra speed. And he clocks in. And does not improve. Will he try to improve yet another time? He has the fuel. And Project Cars has decided that he doesn't want to follow the car. Now he has. Start the show here. And he spins the car in second gear out of turn 4, sorry, turn 4. Goes again for another lap. Ben Gallagher here. P4 looking to get that P3. Maybe even P2 if he can. Pushing out. The man who ran the aggressive strategy last time around did not work out for him. So pushes across the line, takes the shortest line possible. And he gets a P2, 6/10 off the leader with a 1:10.116. And we see here the first to split off from the main leaders here, comment list. P3 getting pushed down, and he gets a pit lane violation. He has split in the pit lane, and he gets 2 pit lane violations by the looks of things. He will start now in the current standing in P4. He has run too fast in pit lane. Comment list going for it here. No, he's on his outlap by the looks of things. And he spins and locks the tires, and that's the... He's going to drive around with bricks for tires if he keeps going now. Spreading and Chaos Punks. Going across the line. Does improve, has a slipstream. Does not improve, but will he benefit of the slipstream here? Reaching 306 kilometers an hour. And he has to make a move. Oh, that's ruined both the laps. Chaos Punks having to take to the inside line there to avoid a collision. And, oh me oh my, Matt has jumped the field here. Coming from far back, it's finally set a time. 1:10.461. On the 3 tenths behind P3. And at the current standing, will start in P2. And comment list coming across the line. Does not improve. But let's follow him here for the final lap here. 285. We see drivers choosing between gearing and aero here. Racing at home, and the Hondas generally favoring high speed over cornering, whereas the Chevrolets are looking more at acceleration and cornering. So we will be excited to see how this pans out in the race. Gets a bit loose out before the chicane, out of turn 4. Now approaching turn 7. 7, come on, quick. 8, 9, third gear there. Has a quicker run than what Racing at Home did, but he is running high wings. He does lose that time on the straight. Will he be able to make it up in the corners? So that is the question. Gets on the oval as far right left as possible. Nearly touches the ball, and he gets a bit sideways. And that is the lap blown. Aggravator here, coming in, turn 7. Turn 8. Running rather quick here, favouring to go quicker to the second part. And losing a bit of time on exit. Which indicates he is running a bit high wing. So he's following someone, so you will have a little bit lost in downforce wise, but he will also gain a bit in slipstream. Will he get that clean air? That is the question. And he gets a bit loose out of the last turn here. And it is now he starts his lap. Topping out at 292 kilometers an hour. He gets the slipstream, but crucially, he reset. So he has a clean lap ahead of himself now. Go through here. Turn 1, turn 2, solid. Bit slow on the mid speed there, but it just works. Takes a turn in, nice and calm, nice and calm. Get on the throttle early, all the way to the curbs. Flat out through the chicane section. Long run to P7, no, sorry, turn 7. So go on board with the bonnet cam. Second gear, take a bit of curb, don't get too far to the right, you want to get back to the left again. That's yeah, Agulator favouring the less chosen route of not going back to the left, rather favouring mid-corner speed than the exit speed. Fifth gear, this section we've seen so many drivers mess up, and he gets a bit loose again. And Agulator here, last lap, and he oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, and that's the lap blown. And Racing at Home improves yet again. Sorry if I'm missing that. To 109.081, so that is an improvement. Ben Gallagher here, desperately trying. Warming up the tyres now, fine, he will have one more push lap. Maybe one more lap to go for it after that. Mace here taking the unusual route of not setting a time. Ben Gallagher coming across the line. P1 and P2 separated by 1.5 tenths. P4, 5 and 6 separated by less than 2 tenths. So it is looking rather close in the midfield here today. With a small break of Matt and Ben. Oh, sorry, Gallagher. Let's go through here. Chevrolet, of course, possibly favouring a bit more cornering speed than what the Hondas are. Now, he has also said in the chat that he would like, or he has figured out a strategy for this. So we will see another aggressive attempt with running primaries and shifting all the time. And Chaos Punks out of nowhere sets a 109.9. The second person in the 109s. And is 8 tenths only behind, and Matt gets a grid drop, so that means, by my equations, as we just watched here, Ben Gallagher finishing up the lap. And he resets back to the pits. He wants to get one more lap in. So Matt will start from P5 and Ben Gallagher will start from P... No, sorry, wait a second. So Ben Gallagher has a 2-place grid penalty, if I'm not mistaken. And Matt has 1. So we take first Ben Gallagher, he drops to P5. Matt drops also to P5. So they will... regardless, car mentalists would jump onto the podium position with P3 starts. Will be exciting, and probably Ben Gallagher will start in front of Matt, but I do not know who will start ahead. Math doesn't add up. Ben Gallagher desperately warming up his tires, trying to get one last run in. He is running. He's going to try to run full-on kamikaze here. Now we saw in the previous race that the one stop was the way to go, but crucially Indianapolis is higher on time. Where will we see drivers run the primary, or will they all try to make the race on the alternates? Big Gallagher here, getting ready. No, sorry, car mentalist has jumped ahead of Matt. That means that Ben Gallagher will start P5 and Matt will start P6, which will jump back later up to P4. That's Ben Gallagher, the second to last person to get a lap. Car mentalist there further ahead. Matt's finishing up his lap. Damon and all of them resetting, sorry. Command list here, approaching the final sector all the way over to the left, maybe a tad bit early, using all the space he got, takes plenty of curb and spins on the curb. Sadly, he's not able to make it through. Damon here finishing up his lap, and now Ben Gallagher, all eyes on him. That gets another big grip position. No, sorry, he doesn't. Ben Gallagher, let's have a look. On board from the chase cam. Moving at an incredible speed, taking the curb, calm, banging the gear there, neutralizing a bit of slide on exit, fast as possible here. Will he be able to get P2? Will he start from P4? The answer is... suspense here, didn't show me yet. He does not, so by my calculations, Matt will start P5, no 6, Gallagher will start P5, Aguilator jumps to P4, and Carmentis jumps to P3, but this is here incredibly tight through the first sector. Second sector and third sector is where racing at home makes a difference here, with 6/10 gain in the third sector. Now, for the actual race, let's go. So drivers here go to ready up, load up their race setups. Race fuel, of course, they will not have the tires nor the fuel to go all the way to the end. Will racing at home again dominate? So yeah, racing at home P1, race Chaos Box P2, Car Mentalist P3, Matt P4, Ben Gallagher P5, Aguilator P6, Damon, oh, something's gone on here. Damon P7, Sam Heffers P9, and May's taking the unusual approach of not qualifying P9. So, who will we see here? There's plenty of drama to unfold. Remember, the first turn here is 90 degree with the hard braking zone. There will most likely be chaos at the start here. And cars are now booting in. So, racing at home pointed slightly to the right here. Immediately trying to get that position off of, or secure that P1. 50 seconds remaining of the prep phase. Not long before we see the red lights go out. Let's look at the fuel loads here for the start. So, racing at home starts with 70 kilos. That's a strange fuel load. Chaos Punk still on 15 liters. Comment is 70. Ben Gallagher again running an aggressive strategy, 62 liters. Aguilator 70. Damon everyone apart from Ben Gallagher. And sorry, we're about to start. And as the game is sinking now. And it's lights out and away we go. And good start there from the Chevrolets. And there's already a wing off. Racing it home, clean start here. Damage behind, someone's lost the right side wing. Racing it home, clean from turn 1. Commentless jumping up to P2. Chaos Punks P3. And there's fighting in the background here. Matt versus Damon. And by the looks of things, Sam Hesketh will try to get in on the action. And he spins, Sam Hesketh spins. Oh dearie me. So yeah, Chaos Punks trying to make a move for P2. As well as further behind there are several people trying to make a move. See here, Ben Gallagher getting past Ben Gallagher losing the front wing. He will need to take an early pit stop. Case point here, everyone following through, nice and calm. Later, there's been a bit of a split. Ben Gallagher behind Mace and Sam Hesketh, who spun on the first lap. Damon, and by the close of the first lap, if all goes according to plan, and Chaos Punks looking feisty here. So racing at home, car mentalist, Chaos Punks, Matt, Damon, Gaglator, Mace jumping for P9, Ben Gallagher losing his front wing, and Sam Hesketh again spins. He must have some damage to the car. He's going to turn 1 here, and Chaos Punks looking for a move, does not get in, but keep in mind that had to sit pit stop, and car mentalist had to compromise his line to defend. And the other driver's looking ever feisty. But as we go, watching Chaos Punks here, the driver close to P2, will he be able to improve on that? And it looks, he's looking, does he go for it? No, he does not, compromising his line. But now we watch our Damon, no action back here. Ben Gallagher in the pits, he might get lapped. By the looks of things, that damage was quite severe. And we hear someone struggling with the engine there in the background, and Agulator runs a bit wide, gets a bad run. And that splits them up, and Chaos Punks looking ever closer, but does not find the gap. Oh dearie me. Okay, there has been a split, the podium split versus the midfield split here. Rather close between everyone. With Chevrolet's, Honda seeming in the lead, but Chevrolet's close behind. So you watch the cars further back. No action, and RI Damon outbrakes himself. Oh no, Damon hits the cones. That's going to be damage on the front wing and a position drop. Now will Mace try to capitalize off this, or will Damon be able to run away again? Now Aglator has a clear run, and Matt gets a bad run as well. So this might be it. Approaching. He has used the push pass. Looks, but does not get anything. No fish. And Racing at Home has dropped behind a bit. Maybe he is saving fuel. You can see here that he is doing, and Chaos Punks here running a rather aggressive strategy. Aiming to make moves on the first lap, and locks up a tad. Does not get the apex speed he does. So looks like he is still running the qualifying setup. Who knows how long that engine will last. So watch further on here. Losing ground. Now, Chaos Punks with the cooked engine. Will he be able to move? Will he be able to make a move? No, he will not. And he outbrakes himself slightly as well. Feeling that pressure on the tyres. And Agulator unable to make a move again. But there is a move in the background. Ben Gallagher unlapping himself on Iro Damon. The driver who spun last time, and the driver who spun on the first lap. Oh, sorry, spun and lost his front wing. Sam Hesketh here, running lonely. Agulator looking. We will see him go for a move here. And he does. He is looking to devote for a move. And no, he backs out of it. And he locks up as well. Not good for the number 20 Chevrolet. And that manage gives Iro Damon the opportunity to catch back up. Keep in mind here, Gallagher, the fastest car among them, is still trying to unlap himself. And guess what? Runs wide, or runs into the pits. Running low on fuel, he has probably realized that he does not have the fuel to keep going. Annihilator looking feisty as they all jump up a position. Chaos Punks losing a position due to the kerfuffle on the first lap. And they're all moving in line now. Camera shaking in honor. And Bengal looking feisty. Does he go for it? Unlapping himself on Annihilator. Oh dear me, he is truly moving as Racing Home sets an 11.8, fastest in the field at the moment. Now keep in mind, Ben Gallagher did have to unlap himself, so will we see an almighty comeback? That is the question. Sagulator drops slightly behind, shaken by the previous events. Now he's looking. Does he unlap himself? He does unlap himself, and Matt's not really giving in a fight for it. So now will Agulator catch back up? No, by the looks of things he will not, but Damon is still trying to catch back up after that half spin and getting lapped. It was clean, but he did lose plenty of time on it. And locks up again Agulator. He will have the tires to finish at this point. His right front must be absolutely scorching with hot spots. No, sorry, fast spots. It's racing home, runs away here. Agulator, will we use a push to pass to get past here now, or will he sit in the slipstream? And he goes for a move. Does he make it stick? It sticks. No, it isn't. He slows down too much. And then that means that Damon will actually catch back up to him. Damon here on losing 2.3, and he hits the grass. That compromises his entire exit. So now, this is going to the strategy game here. Racing at home with 52 litres. Come at this. The top three are roughly equal on fuel. Matt's slightly ahead, but then again he is further behind on track position. Now the fight here for the podium between Agulator and Matt. Will we see comeback from Chaos Punks here? Taking on full fuel, going to the end. Actually trying to unlap himself. Mace in a P6 position, jumping 3 positions, Justin keeping it clean. Damon pushing Agulator as well. Okay, as we go to the line here, I would say that the top two are rather close on lap time. Bengal, I guess, is a 1:12.2. So now, Agulator has used the push to pass. He goes for it. Don't move. Don't brake too late now. Don't brake too early. And he backs out of it again. Using a push to pass. And now Matt has the advantage on push to pass. He does also have a slight fuel advantage as well. And what did Agulator goes off. Oh no, he goes into the death stand as well. This is not good for a driver here. And Mace as well gets past. This is a horrible situation for the number 20 Ed Carpenter racing driver. No, sorry, wasn't. But losing time here going across the gravel. He will. That is probably due to his lacking or his locking of brakes, losing grip. And one driver jumps out of the race. Mace is still in it, Bengal is still in it, Sam Heskis is still in it. It was the Chaos Punks who ran the qualifying setup. He probably had to DNF, and Clement is there, 10th quicker on that lap. So will he be able to catch back up that gap? Racing Home have not used a single push pass. Clement has used one. But the fastest of all that lap, from all the way back on the field, Ben Gallagher, pushing to catch back up to Sam Hesketh, who, by the looks of things, has critical damage to his car. Looks like his tyres are slightly weakened. Ben Gallagher trying to catch back up to him. Sagulator going out of the last sector. After that going off, he will try to catch back up to Mace. Let's go through turn 4 there. The flower chicane. Losing a staggering 10 seconds in one lap. Now Damon here has it all to do. No, sorry, Matt has it also on the silver platter here. He has a podium position. He has a 2-second gap, and another driver jumps out of the race. We all see it. Damon may highlight it. I am sorry. It was the driver with damage. The Honda with damage. I'm sorry for not being able to recall the name correctly. So yeah, Commandless there pushing to catch back up. Has used another push to pass to catch back up to May. Sorry, racing it home. Now, so yeah, the differences between the two engines, with two drivers also choosing radically different setups, with racing at home reaches speeds of 300 kilometers an hour. And Sam Heskey was the driver who disconnected due to bad connection. Naglater closing back up to Mays. Keep in mind, Mays did not qualify, but due to clean racing he was able to make up positions and is currently running in P5. Let's go here as we go, and is unable to make a move, though that was a bit enthusiastic. He was going to do so. Timings there, we see that the quickest lap last time round was Carmentlis here, running half a second quicker that lap than racing at home, but he has used two push passes, and Matt has dropped behind. He has lost time to Damon, who's quickly catching up. So they're going through. Aglater close behind, and Mays gets pushed off. Sorry for missing the action, but by the looks of things, Mays was off track due to either a mistake or contact. Aglater waving back and forth. And we also see radically different setups here, with Matt pushing the engine harder than what Damon is, and is also running cleaner on fuel. So we see here problems starting to manifest for Damon already, running a bit too aggressive on the fuel. But what happened to T2G Mays? That is the question. Aglater getting past, but he has a 10-second deficit to overcome. Banging Gallagher here, the silent driver in the back, trying to get a best recovery drive as possible. And racing at home, laps of 112 flat. Does not use push pass, whereas Carmentlis loses 2.5 tenths to be precise. And Bang Gallagher here, trying to unlap himself. Runs at 212, 112, 158, so it does gain on both the two drivers in front. Aglater pushing hard. So yeah, two closest cars at the moment is Matt and Damon. Matt Damon. Sorry, could have Matt Damon on. Pushing hard, but keeping it within the limits. Matt running slightly more fuel efficient than what IRA Damon is managing to do, but Matt is pushing the engine hard on temperature, so he might have engine damage, which will come back to haunt him in the end of the race. Calmly through, no penalties at this time. Matt running 2 times slower than what his previous best lap was, as he's aggressive on the downshift there, possibly hurting the engine as well. Keep calm, Matt. There's still 30 minutes to go, and these cars are not made to be abused for all too long. And yes, oh dearie me. Aglater there, you can see him in the background chasing 1/10 quicker than his best lap previously, and racing at home runs in a 1:11.9 on one race tyre, so he gains quite a bit on red comment list. Whereas Ben Gallagher here in the background losing time again to the leaders, and this field is rather split up at this time. So, well, we clearly do see a thing here from qualifying as well as in race. There are 3 lead drivers in racing at home and Carmentlis, and racing at home has a bad last sector there, loses an entire second by the looks of things. And it comes across the line to go in on A. 1:13.3, yeah, he had a mistake there, lost 1.3 seconds. Did the mistake cause damage though? That is the question. He still has those 10 push passes left, whereas Carmentlis only has 8. They are roughly equal on fuel as well, so we see here the Honda engine not pushing on temperature, whereas the Chevrolet engine able to push it all the way on the temperature as well. Pink Alligator lapping in the background here, pushing hard. Running slightly more aggressive than everyone else on fuel. Yeah, Simon Hesketh there in the chat explaining it was a disconnect. It was looking like a recovery drive from him, but sadly, but sadly it was not to be. Now we will see racing at home. Use that speed that he does have left in the tires. Try hard to push for just one more time and build a gap. Cross the line to 112.8, no 3, and he gains 4/10, critical time. So he's able to gain again. Matadan running in P2 with Damon behind. The rotary vehicle has Ben Gallagher here trying to unlap himself from the leaders. Aglet pushing hard. He has gained 4 seconds on leaders. No, sorry, the pack for P3. As you can see, everyone there on the same main strafe. Mace running in a silent P6, but it will be points for him. And Carmentless makes a small mistake, but so does Racing at home by the hearing of things. So the drives are starting to make mistakes. The tire wear is kicking in. And Racing at home runs slightly wide. Do they remember where the pit entry is? Remember, the pit line is incredibly long here, so you don't want to do 2 stops. Laps at the 1:13.1, whereas Carmentless is able to do 1:12.8, which does indicate that he is losing pace on these sides, and he runs slightly wide yet again. How is he on fuel? How is he on fuel? They are roughly equal on fuel. So this will be decided in the pits by the looks of things. Will he be able to catch back up in the pits? Will Racing at home keep that gap? He is losing slightly every single lap. And we see here as well, Matt's able to run away from Damon as Aglet catches even closer back up. Gap only 5 seconds now to P3. Well, 4, but you have to leave some, yeah. So Racing at home, yeah. Trying to kick consistent laps down now. He still has another 7 laps, 8 laps left of fuel. Will he pit early though? Try to risk it for the chocolate biscuit. We also see drivers here pushing as hard as they can. They're all pushing hard on fuel as well, so if they can't make this, and we see here a beautiful picture of the man waving the flag. Again, Racing at home does the exact same time. Loses half a second to Carmentless. Will Carmentless here overtake Racing at home on tire wear? Does Racing at home have damage? By the looks of things, no. The front wings do, however, get easily hurt. Carmentless is showing great form. Not getting in qualifying, but he has focused on his race. Running more careful on the rear tires stay out of that turn. And for once, he has actually got back out through there. Hi, Ash! This is Carmentless favoured by Ash. Pushing hard. Will he be able to catch back up this lap? They're equal in fuel. And he comes around and he does a 1:13 flat, and we get another beautiful picture of the man waving the flag, and only loses 500. Sorry, not half, 500. Still, Ben Gallagher here, fastest car on track, but it did spin, trying to catch back up to the leaders. As we hear again here, Racing Home having some troubles with that turbo engine at this time. Honda struggling with delivery on the rear tires, whereas Cavendish is able to keep the race slightly easier. And Aguilera has catch back up to Damon. Now, will we see a move here? He was not able to make a Maces in the pits. Earlier there, 18 litres left of fuel. Will they be able to make it to the end? And Aguilera closing up. Looking feisty as ever. He was not able to make a move last time around. Will he be able to do so now? And Cavendish there closing ever so closely back up, but then the dirty air hits him again. So this will be exciting there. So only a few laps remaining on this fuel. Oh, they are equal now in pace, and Aguilera drops behind just a bit. Maybe a small mistake. And Ben Gallagher is into the pits. He has little to no fuel left. Mace, of course, starting the first wave of pit stops after the first lap. Now we will see the interesting strategies play here. If you do short the fueling, you can make up time in the pits, but you then have to save fuel on the out laps and the racing laps. And by the looks of things, the drivers have to save fuel. And now, Cavendish there, closer than ever. Still, that dirty air just keeps him behind. Aguilera here struggling with the same problem. Not really being able to catch back up to get that move done on these tyres. Yeah, donate 6 million and I'll put 20 extra horsepower on comment list. Nah. All fun and games. Comment list just needs I don't know, supports. Oh no, you're not. No, I don't have work tomorrow. Cavendish said drops slightly behind, loses 2 times that lap. Aguilera pushing hard, gained 1 point. No, sorry, not 1. 8 times last lap. And runs wide, looks the tyres, runs wide, has used 3 push passes, whereas Iron Damon has used 1 more. And now Cavendish there close on the straight here. Keep in mind, he has shorter gearing, so he will lose time on the straight, sadly. Not being able to use that slipstream to all its effects. And Racing Home locks the front tyre slightly there, runs slightly wide as well. So will we the battle here, just constant jousting here. Cavendish there closer than what he's ever done before. Ben Gallagher is still in the pits. Strange. Oh no, he's probably pitted a second time. Fastest car on track currently are the P1 and P2, but they are chancing for it rather hard. And Cavendish there drops behind in the last sector and comes across the line. Racing Home does a 1:13, and we'll get another beautiful shot of the flagman there. He is running 3/10 quicker, but he is not able to catch back up again. So 2 laps left on the fuel here. So if they don't pit now, they will pit next lap. Matt running slightly more comfortable in fuel compared to the other drivers. Damon here running low on fuel, so is Aguilera here. So this will be interesting. Aguilera making that small mistake last lap, losing time. Does our lap at 1:14.8 now. Cavendish is struggling with catching back up. Right before every sector he gets close, but when the corners come he just loses it to dirty air. Having used 3 push passes, whereas Racing Home is running a comfortable 10. Has not been bothered at all with the push pass, and he does go for another lap. Will Cavendish as well. This will get feisty towards the end here. Or towards pit stop phase. Now they can pit and take on less fuel as we are past the halfway point of the race. Yeah, flagman here. Statement from flagman. Absolutely posted on that thing. And we go here, see Racing Home again. Cavendish dropping slightly behind with the P3 to P5 slightly dispersing again. Mistakes all three out, losing time as Matt has a bad lap of 1:14.2, and Damon catches another 4/10. Crucial at this time. And Aguilera runs laps of 1:17.444. He clearly has issues with the car at this time. So now we will most likely see pit stop phase, where drivers jump into pits, and now we will see people risking it on the pit entry, try to gain some time. Will we see them putting on less fuel? And Racing Home goes for another lap. Will come at least. He does. So yeah, the gap has slightly increased. Comet has lost 4 times last lap. And we don't get to see Flagman, but do get the camera tilt, and Comet loses to another 2 times. So this is looking like a strong comeback. Ben Gallagher finally out of the pits, laps at a 1:11.1. That's the fastest lap of the race, if I remember correctly. So Mays running comfortable P7, jumping to position, and Aguilera is into the pits. Aguilera is into the pits. Now, what strategy will we see from him? That is the question. Slowing down. Damon is already in the pits as well. Now, man is the only one still running. The Racing Home will need to pit. Sick. Slowly passing, and Damon is already out. He will jump back later. But back to action. Racing Home here coming up. He has 1.4 liters. If he misses the pit road here, it will be crucial to this race. He does make the pit road, and so does Carment List. See them both pushing into the pits, and they both slow down. Racing at Home toasting both front tyres, and Carment is actually making up some ground that lap. This is here. Racing at Home seemingly taking on tyres and fuel. As Carment is here, slightly ahead, taking on both tyres and fuel. No, only fuel. And Carment is taking a lot less fuel than what Racing at Home did. This is going to be interesting here. You will have to maybe save some fuel. Aguilera jumps out again. Matt is in the pits. He has done one more lap than the rest. Ben Gallagher has had a bad lap, probably a spin. So yeah, the driver is cruising down the field with Matt making the pit stop. Will Damon be able to jump him? Probably not. He has a 7-second deficit to make up. Racing Home exits the pits after what seemed like a half a century, and so does Carmentlis here. Both making the pit exit, not getting a penalty, and Ben Gallagher has... no, sorry, Mace is ahead, and he gets a bit of trouble there on the exit, and Carmentlis, as a result, does jump farther behind. 2-second gap to make up, and we saw in the last part that Racing Home is stronger on fresh tyres, whereas Carmentlis is strong on tyre wear. So will we see Racing Home try to push hard there to make that comfortable gap? So here that Honda engine push hard, as hard as it can. Aguilera again has lost 10 seconds. The leaders, Ben Gallagher lapping a 1:12.3. He did set a pace of 1:11.1. As he goes and starts his first race up, and we get Flagman yet again. Look at him, absolutely posting, wearing that green flag, showing the drivers that they have courage and commitment. As Racing Home here goes for the fastest lap, you should just push the pass to get ahead. We'll use another push pass here if it boots up again. And he does use another push to pass, activating max power from that Honda engine. He will have max power throughout this section as well. It does last around about 20 seconds. As Matt falls further behind, but he does still have that 3-second comfortable gap. Ben Gallagher lapping at 1:11.638. So he has had a bad race. He did lose his front wing in the start, But he was able to make it up, and racing at home here, going for the fast lap. Now using all the pusher passes he has. Oh, sorry, not all, 3 of them. He laps at a 1:10.4. That's the quickest lap of the race. And Flagman, of course, celebrating it by waving the green flag. The almighty Flagman. Comment is there, dropping behind, losing a second to 1.2 seconds that lap. With Damon actually losing a ton of time to Matt. So, will we see a late push here from Aglater, the first one to pit? Will we see come out as there, pushing as hard as he can on this fuel? He is lacking 1 push pass on racing at home, so it does still have that, and we are into the last third of the race. And Matt into the 112s again, pushing hard, and Aglater here sending a storming 111.5 effectively, catching right back up to Damon. Now we see here a fight between Damon. Last time we saw Aglater run off and lose time in a spin, as it's neatly in the slipstream. Racing at home, losing 3 times that lap due to most likely tire troubles after overheating him on the first lap. So, currently all drivers, Aglater is on the soft tires, whereas Damon, sorry, he's not lapping Damon, is he? Bengalga's run away. Sorry. And Aglater locks up again. It's going to have some trouble with those tires towards the end. And will he be able to use that slipstream to his advantage? So there is a gap here. Bengalga running far slower than what the rest are. Aglater cashing him at a rate of 10 to 15 kilometers an hour. That's nearly DRS. Bengalga then running higher wings than everyone else on the grid. Then again, the closest gap here is between Aglater and Damon. Racing home, running comfortably here. Comfortable as ever. Popping that engine. Commentless there, risking it on the fuel. Only for the leaders. Will they be able to make it towards the end? We're looking at roughly 10 laps remaining. And Aglater has crossed the right back up to Damon. He's a second, and Damon must have made a mistake, because now Aglater is rather on it. Will they use, and Damon has used 2 more push passes. Is it damage? What is it? So go through there, and Aglater looking. He is side by side at this time, and does he outbrake him? He does outbrake him, but watch out, Damon here on the switchback, trying to find out where to get past in this slippery section. Tight as ever. Now, Damon will have the slipstream, but which car has the straight line advantage? Honda running slightly lower wings than everyone else, but they're both in Chevrolets. Bengalga having a spin, dropping behind them both. And Damon runs slightly wide, loses time on that. Oh dear me, looks like Aglater has secured himself P4. So, at the current rate of things, racing home, P1, comment list, P2. Matt running off the podium with a solid drive, nearly mistake-free, and a comfortable drive to P3. Aglater P4, Damon P5, Mace from P9 to P6, and Bengalga here, crucially, he qualified well, but was not able to make it work as it closes up on Damon, and he's looks like Damon has damage by the looks of things, and Bengalga moves over twice, even though he oh sorry, he makes a fake, and Damon gets past yet another time into turn 1 and loses even more time. By the looks of things, Damon has damage, probably a knock to the front wing and front suspension. As racing at home keeps pulling away with 111.8. Whereas Carmentlis is able to do a 1:11.7, so he actually loses a tenth of that lap. Sorry. Aglater finally having that cleaner he so deeply desires. 6 seconds behind P3. Will he be able to make that maiden podium? Aglater locking up slightly. That does cost him time, crucial time that he does need. Then Gallagher looking to lap him, though Aglater is lapping faster. Oh, 9 tenths a lap faster as well. Now Aglater can now see, and it takes a rich amount of curbs, to say the least. Now we can see Matt, and he just dropped farther behind here, Matt. Will he fall into the clutches of Aglater? He's had a bit of a shock this race. Ups and downs, lefts and rights. Mids. The constant duel here for P1. Racing home comfortably 3 seconds ahead. Using those push passes to good use on that out lap. Getting a fast lap and still having more push passes as well. Damon New Maze here on the 2 left. Aglater locks up yet again. He has some problems with the brakes here, by the looks of things. Strange. Only 4 seconds separate them. They both have fuel to the end, so this might be a super light push from Aglater to get that podium position. Oh, dear me, that engine does not sound healthy. It does use another push pass there, and now they are equal on push passes. So will we see Matt, who made a mistake last lap, lose this podium that he has held on to for most of this race? 4 seconds separate them. Across the line here. He laps at a 1:12.9, whereas Aglater is able to do a 1:12 flat. So he does gain 9 tenths that lap. Oh dearie me. Matt, you need to push now. But at this rate, he will not be able to pass. With that mistake as well, he will not be able to pass. He has to gain over a second a lap to be able to catch back up to Matt and make a move. So this will be interesting here. And he has actually closed up rather quite a bit there. No, sorry, that's not Matt, is it? Who is that? Is that Mace? It is Mace. This will be interesting. So, and he does move out of the way, Julie as well. So Aglater looking to make up as much time as possible. Using another push to pass. Has only 4 left. Now, will Aglater be able to take him on the straight, gain a bit of time as well? And they're only 2.4, and runs wide yet again. And Mace does as well. So that's all that time gained from Matt not reading Mace properly has been lost due to going off, and is now again 4 seconds behind. So by the looks of things, Matt has it in the bag. If Aglater, and he locks up yet again, uses another push pass. If Aglater does not clean those lines up and is able to catch at a rate of above 1 second a lap, it is done for. We see the leads coming across the line with, oh dearie me, Carmental is running a 1:11.1, so against half a second a lap, but this duel seems to be ending. Racing Home has plenty of push to passes to use, whereas Cometlis only has 2. Let's go back to this fight here. 3 seconds separate them now. And they can see each other looking in the mirrors here. Now he has 6. Matt has 6 push to passes left, whereas Aglater only has 3. This will need to be an incredible set of laps. And Matt laps at a 1:12.4. Aglater laps at a 1:12 flat, 4 times gain, but it isn't enough. It is a 3.5 second gap. And it gets slightly offline there as well, losing the grip. So Matt pulls out yet again. Does get a bad exit there, however. Running in that Target Chevrolet. Let's being able to see Matt in his front view. You can see him running rather aggressively here. No, he is touching that curb slightly. Matt runs up at 1:13.1, whereas okay, so a 1.1 gap increase there, no, decrease for Aglater, and he locks up yet again. Aglater, come on. Okay. Yes, locks up yet again. Pushing hard. And he's looking, but it's not looking like he's able to do it. 2 seconds to separate them, but they are 2 seconds, and there is 3 laps remaining. Possibly, and Cometlis laps and Racing at Home is out of push to pass. Oh dear. This will be interesting. And Matt makes a mistake here. Aglater's able to close up even further. So 2 minutes 30 seconds remaining. And Racing at Home taking plenty of cover, losing it. Oh dear, this will be interesting. And Aglater the half spinning. No, sorry, not half spinning, you're losing it slightly, and Matt grabs a 1:12.8, and he only gains 3 times. I think that might be it for Aglater here. Keep in mind, Matt has plenty of push passes to play with, whereas Aglater has none. Oh. Yeah, he only has a 1, whereas Matt has 6. But the story of this race, Iro Damon, looking at a podium position, drops behind after a few mistakes. He's not able to make it stick. Racing at Home here, struggling, looking for the grip, and he laps. Mace, yes, and now this is a 1.7 gap, and Aglater there slightly offline. And Matt laps at a time of 1:12.4 using those push passes, and Aglater laps at 1:12.2. So it's 2 times gain, but we're approaching the last lap here. It will be the second to last lap for them, as they have 1 lap to make up. So we'll need to be a daring late pass here for Matt. No, sorry, Aglater. He needs to catch 1.82 seconds roughly. He has to catch at a rate of a second a lap. Oh dear. And he locks up yet again. That might be it for Aglater. So yeah, Matt is slightly weaker for this turn 7, 8, 9 and 10. No, 789. Yeah, he drops behind. That might be this tails. That might be it sold for Aguilera. If he just cut back on one of those pins, he would have been in P3 for sure, or at least fighting for it. Whereas he's not able to be there at this time. And we're on the last lap here as we join racing at home. Just finishing up, lapping Ben Gallagher. And as he comes across here, no push to pass his lap. Plenty of fuel left in the tank. Comfortable as ever. And he comes across to win the Grand Prix at Indianapolis road course. Currently second, 1.8 separate them, so that's a close gap. Matt, of course, Aguilera there making another mistake, falling even further behind. So that is at a disadvantage right now. As we see it, racing at home getting absolutely clobbered by Ben Gallagher. Currently trying to do donuts, unsuccessfully so. Does he have tires left? No, he does not. And Maher is finished with the race. No, sorry, he isn't. He's approaching the line to finish. And Matt is across line. And Aguilera spins! Aguilera spins again! So, Matt coming across the line. P3. As you see, the drives having a tad bit of fun. No. Carmen says celebrating his P2 in style. Massive donut. And yeah, the drive is just having a tad of fun. It's alright, isn't it? And that's it for the race. Thank you for watching. Of course, racing at home with the fastest lap 1:10.4. So, without further ado, bye.